known as what? Recycle rockets spark the sky. The stars are linked girlfriends, AIs. Hearts go out to you and I. And all the Cybertrucks will fry. Turns out he backed his orange glow of future thirst. Now we're all breathing Elon's mud. Named a spit capture code. He's building tunnels under roads. Neural lace in every skull. The woke mind virus time to go. AI and his raised are young. To meme or not, you know which one. He tweets a thought the markets cry. Gaming feats, now that's a lie. Optimus knows kung fu trust. We all ascend through Elon's thrust. Cities home on Martian shores. Robo bros do all the chores. Tunnels hum like sacred veins. Human dreams and solar chains. He's late again, but time's a myth. He bought the moon and exits glyph. The richest clown, the rocket's cuss. What's that smell? It's Elon's must. Cat girls code in zero G. They worship memes religiously. The sky's a grid of Starlink threads. GPUs crammed in our heads. He has a vision, man, really cooks. Grok, imagine how sick this looks. It's looking like the budget's toast. The Epstein files are just a ghost. That old non-profit closed. AI leaving Elon high and dry. He sold his house but bought the sun for 20 trillion. Starships run enough to fight the Zuckerberg, Sam Altman and his Ghibli horde. So go get chipped, it's just a plus. If Elon said we surely must. Now breed, you fools, or we'll all die. Just salute and let the tism fly. The sky for Kardashev, we gotta try. It smells just like first principles, with politics that push and pulls before we reach the human dust. Come take a whiff of Elon's must.
What? Stop it. Every time I start, I feel, I don't know if you guys could hear that little bit. I don't know if you guys could hear that last little bit of like the intro right when I like hop over here. I'm curious. Do you guys hear that at all? I'm curious. Do you guys hear that? I'm playing it back real quick in my headset because I'm curious. My curiosity has been piqued. Okay, come on. I just want to know, do you hear it? Okay, you guys don't hear it. So every time I do that, every time I've done that, I look like a psychopath. I look like a psychopath every single time I do that because you guys don't hear it. I'm not kidding. So every time when I do the opening clip and then go over to solo, the song like starts up for like a brief second, less than a second. Like it just starts and I can hear it, but you guys can't. So when I yell stop it, I'm looking like a retard. I'm looking schizophrenic. I like your new intro. It looks awesome. Well, that's actually from Skybrows. Shout out to Skybrows, awesome content creator. Every time we put, I do have a AI video about Skybrows that I need to react to today, but we'll get back to that. But it's not one of his AI songs, but there is an AI song about his universe. So we'll check that one out today to have some fun, because quite frankly, we need some fun right now. That's why we're also talking about, you know, PlayStation, the Quartering's fake apology. The Lanterns looks like shit. And I'm going to go off on a bunch of other retards today because, well, that's my whole thing now. Yeah, ever since we decided to go to war with Iran, I've just been, like, losing it on retard after retard after retard. And I got a couple. Hey, at least I got to claim a scalp today. Without realizing that I did. I did get a scalp. I did get a win, guys. I did get a win. I did get a win without even realizing I got a win. So I'll show this to you real quick. I didn't know that this happened until I saw a tweet from them and was about to bookmark it and was like, why can't I bookmark it? MTG. Let's do MTG. Let's do 3. So this is the former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here is her Twitter account. It's not a parody. It is one of her Twitter accounts. She has 2 Twitter accounts. There's Marjorie Taylor Greene and then the former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Turns out I got blocked. I got blocked by the former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. I got blocked by MTG. I don't know what I said, because I say a lot. You know me. If you guys follow my X account, you'll see I tweet out a lot. I tweet out a lot of stuff. I say a lot of things, and I call a lot of people a lot of slurs. So this could be because of anything, but just yeah, you have to revel in it. I don't know what I did, but you just got, when you get something like this, when you get a scalp like this one, like from a retard like MTG, when you get one of these scalps, you just gotta run around with it. You just gotta go like, yep, I got it. I got it. I got it. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. And Zack Attack, PlayStation is going back to making PlayStation games exclusives. Yes, they are. We'll talk about that a little bit. You know what? I want to talk about some other stuff first, but let's just get this one out of the way. And we'll probably bring this up again on Friday. But I have this from Culture Crave real quick. You ruined it? What did I ruin? What did I ruin? It's Static. What did I ruin? Static, what did I ruin? Is it me pointing out that Thomas Massey is funded by a DSA, a pro-DSA, pro-Palestine super PAC? He gets funding from that. Fucking, I'll play it. I got a video on that, by the way. Crowder called this shit out 4 months ago, but nobody ever wants to actually look into the shit. I mean, yeah, libertarians being funded by the DSA. Democratic Socialists of America. Really makes you want to side-eye him. Man that talks about how we shouldn't have, you know, all this foreign funding in our politics. Some of them was funded by a pro-Palestine pact. Is that what I ruined? Because I'll call that shit out all day and night. But let's talk a little bit about this. So we got this announcement bright and early today. God, it's already the 4th. Jesus Christ, time's flying. PlayStation will no longer release its single-player games on PC going forward. Live service games will still release on PC, but games like Wolverine will be PS5 exclusives. Here's the thing, okay? And if you guys have been around my channel, maybe on Ballbusters and stuff, we talk a little bit more about stuff like this over there. It's not necessarily a bad move. let me be very clear here. It's not necessarily a bad move when you do it smart. And here, do I have? Let me see if I can pull up my tweet. Let me see if I can pull up my tweet. I hit the wrong fucking button. Let me see if I can pull up my. Because I tweeted this out this morning, and it is a very clear point, and I just want to get my 2 points back, just to help mainly explain this on why this isn't necessarily a bad move, because I am actually a proponent of exclusivities. I fundamentally understand how exclusivity works. It's not retarded to think that, hey, companies that sell, you know, going to MegaCon, no, I can't afford Irish whips. I wanted to, but if I filed my taxes maybe a month earlier, I could have, but yeah, I can't. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. I might try to make it to Vegas. But anyways, when it comes to exclusivities, it's not a bad thing. Exclusivities is actually a smart thing, because all these consoles, you need a reason to buy them. Okay, not everything can be the Steam Deck. And by the way, the Steam Deck and then the Gabe Cube, or whatever the heck they're going to be calling it, I don't remember what it was, what the plan for it was actually, what was actually going to be planned to be called. But those things, those are luxury items that not a lot of people are going to be buying, period. You might see a lot of people out there with a Steam Deck, with a Gabe Cube, or whatever, whenever the Gabe Cube comes out. They're still luxury items. Only some of, like, the hardcore gamer aspects are going to be purchasing things like that. Hey, Dom, how you doing? Only hardcore gamers are going to be buying stuff like this. So you still have, you know, your everyday gamers that are going to want to buy consoles. They're not going to want to all come out here and chip out, I don't know how much money for a PC, especially with current prices of shit. Yeah, who wants to chip out that much money for current price PCs? Who wants to chip that stuff out? Did I say hi to Dom yet? Hi, Dom. Hi, Dom. You're not a patriot, but hi, Dom. But the thing with exclusivities is exclusivity helps you sell your consoles. Take Nintendo, for example. Their games are exclusives. Yes, you can buy ROMs. Well, not buy ROMs. You can go out there and get ROMs of previous games or do all that shit as much as you want, but there's something special about actually purchasing the game. There's something different there. And all their games are on their Switch. Not all their games, but most of the games are on the Switch. They're exclusives. They keep that stuff locked down, and it's practically like the Disney Vault for them. They make it so that you want their games. They make their games extremely, like, profitable. They are actually priced well. And the only real way to play those games is with a Switch. Yes, again, you can get ROMs and shit like that, but the Switch is the main way to do it. And everyday people are just going to get the Switch to do it. They're not going to play around with ROMs, no matter how many times people say, just download an emulator or download the ROM. Not going to happen. Hey, you can't do that. You can only take points away. Legatus tell Dermy he's wrong. Dom, you corrected my spelling today. You're no patriot. That's negative 1,000 points. And the only way to get those points back is super chats. That's what I'm going to be saying. I'm going to cross that with Adam. Anyways, though, but we go back here to this tweet. Okay? We go back here to this tweet. In order for exclusives to be viable, though, not only do your games need to be good, and I'm also going to preface this part. Good is a little bit more subjective here. They need to be decent. Like, the bare minimum is they need to be decent. They need to be decent so that way people will actually pick up the game and feel like they didn't just waste a bunch of money on slop. A good example was, it wasn't last year's Game of the Year winner, but it was the year before, 2024's Game of the Year winner, which was that little robot, like, Mario, Sony's Mario, essentially, was what the game was. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a Mario game, but all just Sony and everything, and platforming and all that. That game makes sense for an exclusive. It's going to be cheap. It's going to be well priced. Is it a great game? No. Is it a good game? Yes. It's decent. People aren't going to feel like they just got gypped. People aren't going to feel like they spent a lot of money on slop. It was a decently priced game that actually worked out. Most of the games you're getting, though, for PlayStation right now and Xbox, gotta say and Xbox, but Xbox, that's a whole nother can of worms for another time. That's a whole other disaster that we could address at a later time. But most of the games you're getting from PlayStation, the day one games and shit on PlayStation right now, most of those games are overpriced slop. They're super expensive, they're overpriced, and it's not worth it. Because the other aspect of this is the games need to be made for cheaper. You shouldn't be chipping out millions, literal millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to make an exclusive game. Because you should already have access to the proprietary systems. You should have all this stuff in-house, so that way you can turn around and go like, okay, we're going to put in X amount of dollars to make this game for X amount of reasons, and we're going to work our ass off with this limited budget to make sure that this game is good. Because now, if you're putting out these multi-million-dollar fucking video games, hundreds of millions of dollars going into these video games, like how much, do we remember how much the budget for Yote was? Ghost of Yote budget. Okay, Ghost of Yote is being reported as about $60 million, and that's too much. The reason that's too much is already, this is an exclusive. That number needs to start dropping. If that was what the actual budget was, because I don't remember what they ended up saying the budget was. Oh, wait, no. Sucker Punch Studios head says Ghost of Yote budget was around $200 million. $200 million is ridiculous. That price is ridiculous right there, if that's true, okay? Because I don't remember how much they said. You're putting this out for a limited amount of people. Not very many people have a PS5. Not very many people have a fucking Switch 2. You have a limited pool now to put these games out. So you need to start making your budgets reasonable with that. You can't have these these bloated budgets to put out slop and expect everybody and their mom to play the game when it's only on one console. That budget needs to be smaller. It needs to be well priced, well managed, well maintained. And then guess what starts happening? All those games start making profits, because you could potentially sell the exact same amount of games that Ghost of Yote sold and actually turn a profit. Actually have been a success. But as of right now, Yote wasn't a success. Most of the games you're putting out on PlayStation day one aren't successes. Hell, I'll even go over to Rebirth. Rebirth was a marginal success, but it became a much bigger success, and they began actually turning more of a profit once Rebirth started hitting digital stores. Once Rebirth hit both PC, Xbox, it's about to be coming out for the Switch 2, they're starting to make a lot more profit. Why? Because now they have a bigger market for all that stuff to go on to justify that overinflated fucking budget. These games are overpriced. You're putting out slop. People aren't being satisfied with it. It's a disaster. So when you're putting out this whole notion that we're going to be going back, we are going to be going back to exclusivity. Great. You're trying to sell your consoles, which yes, they might be a loss, but you're trying to sell your consoles because nobody's really buying them. You're going to change your budgeting of your games? Are you going to try to make your games good? Are you going to try to justify all this stuff? Because the answer is no. You're not going to turn a profit. You're not going to sell more. Yeah, people might come out to buy the X-Men game, the Wolverine game, but are they going to be coming out for Intergalactic? The Heretic, whatever? Are they going to be coming out to buy your console just for that? Are they going to be coming out? Actually, legitimately, are they going to be coming out just to buy your console to play Wolverine? These are things that you need to start taking into account when you're actually looking at all this stuff. All those points need to start actually being considered. Because let's take a look at Rebirth. Rebirth was more or less a success when it was on PlayStation 5, but once it hit all this stuff, it became bigger success. Even Square Enix has openly said, yeah, that's what happened. Are you going to make the last RE game? Or not RE. The last Final Fantasy VII R game? Is that going to be a PlayStation exclusive? Because now you just fucked over Square Enix. You just fucked over so many other people, because I'm willing to bet that for that last Final Fantasy VII game is going to have to be a PlayStation exclusive, at least at launch. Probably has some sort of contractual obligation there. Is that going to move forward? Is this whole strategy going to be moving there? And then simultaneously, this whole notion that your games are just going to start being exclusives, how many of your partners are going to stay with you? Because we had Shift Up come out and say, hey, they're not going to be independent. They're going to be independent and no longer a part of Sony. They're going to be independent so they could put their games out everywhere and not just be a part of Sony. How many of your partners are going to be doing stuff like this? How many of the more of your people that have been like, maybe you have contracts with, maybe you have stuff like this that have actually been the reasons you've been selling your games, how many more of them are just going to be saying, hey, fuck it, we're leaving? Could be a lot. Because you don't own all these people. It's not like Naughty Dog. It's not like Santa Monica Studio. It's not like the people that put out Wolverine. Well, Spider-Man games than Wolverine. I can't remember what that studio was called. I wish Adam was in the chat, but he could help. Anyways, it's not like you're dealing with those people right now, where you actually bought them. These are all partners. They can come and go. How many of these guys are just gonna say, fuck it, we're leaving? Because now you're gonna start trying to hamstring how they put out their games. So the whole notion of exclusivity, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Obviously, I'm a Nintendo boy. Also used to be an Xbox bro. Xbox is dead because they didn't have exclusivity. Nintendo's alive. They have exclusivity. Xbox gave the fuck up, and now you're trying to go back to what Nintendo's doing, but your games are being designed for non-exclusives. It's not going to work out the way you think it is. It's just not. And I've had the, I'm gonna bring this conversation back up on Ballbusters and stuff, because it is like important things to realize. Exclusivity actually has a benefit, but none of these companies outside of Nintendo are doing exclusivity right. None of them. For fuck's sakes, okay? Think about it. Xbox died because they gave up exclusivity. Xbox is dead. That whole area is gone. The thing that made them at least a little bit better than PlayStation for the longest time was they had Halo and Gears of War. You had Master Chief and Gears of War. Then they brought out Game Pass, integrated it with your PC, started putting out these games day one on both PC and Xbox. You could get it for free if you had Game Pass on the on your PC or Xbox, and all that started just leading down this inevitable downfall of Xbox, where they weren't making money. And now they're dead. And Halo going to PlayStation. Gears of War went to PlayStation. Halo's on PlayStation. Got nothing. If PlayStation made good exclusive games, they won't be stuck in this situation. They wouldn't be stuck in this situation. That's true. They wouldn't. The problem is not only their exclusives right now are both slop and overpriced. You need to put out good exclusive. What was that? What was that robot game? Give me a second. What was that robot? Platforming game for PS5. Platformer for PS5. Blah, blah, blah. This one, what was the name of it? No. I'm trying to look up the name of the game that I'm talking about because I just can't think of it. Bandicoot, no. Where is the game that I'm thinking of? Ah, Astro. Wait. Astro Playroom? No, Astrobot, right? Is it Astrobot? Yeah, Astrobot. That's what I was thinking of. Astrobot, that's a perfect game for exclusivity. It was well priced, cheap, easy to produce, perfect game for exclusivity. It got really far. I don't remember. Did it win Game of the Year or did it not? I don't remember. This is perfect for exclusivity. Things like this help sell your console, help sell your thing. I don't even think Astrobot's on Steam. But without games like that, and if you're just putting out those high budget games over and over and over again with a limited marketplace, you're not gonna do anything. You're just gonna flop. Let me see. Is Astrobot on? I don't think it is on Steam. I just want to double check. Astrobot. Yeah, Astrobot. Wait. Nope. Astrobot is not on Steam. So see, you have at least one exclusive. At least one. But there's that. Oh, by the way, I do have to say I love this meme. I love this meme. This is from the White House. I mean, okay, I'm gonna have to turn down the turn off the audio because it's about to get me copyrighted. Oh yeah, this would definitely get me copyrighted. Oh. Oh, look at that. You know what? Maybe it won't get me copyrighted. Maybe this won't get me copyrighted. Okay, we're gonna risk it.
We've taken control.
I don't feel sorry. You want me to feel sorry for this? You want me to feel sorry for these people? Nah. Nah. I don't feel sorry one little bit. I will dance on their grave. I will be a happy little man. I'm a very, very angry person when it comes to this. First term would have been bad timing. Now timing is great, I find. By the way, I am gonna go on my little tirade real quick. I am gonna go on a little tirade real quick. Which one do I want? Which one? You know what? I don't. You know what? Why don't we talk about a couple gay guys? Why don't we talk about a couple gay guys real quick? And no, I'm not talking about the quartering. No, we're not talking about the quartering in this one. We're talking about a couple other gay guys. Let me make sure I have this. Okay, yeah. Oh fuck! I cannot show this. It's from 2 hours ago. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. It is from here. I can show this much. It is from Mr. Medicare. Iran using traditional methods up to elect its next Ayatollah. Yeah. I'm just gonna send this over to Static because fuck him. Fuck Static. But okay, let me pull this up. Let me get what I wanted because we're gonna talk about a gay guy. We are gonna talk about a gay guy. But fuck, I hit the wrong one. Where's the gay guy? Where's my gay guy? Just had my gay guy. Where is my gay guy? We're gonna talk about a couple gay guys. One, this is why I don't hate Dave Smith. I just really dislike him because he's a pretentious jackass that the moment he starts getting just common sense shit thrown at him. You sent me a transition type video. Okay, I'll look at that a little later, Static. Safe for stream this time, LOL. Here. I will get that prepped. Preparation H. What is it? Oh, this is gonna be perfect. Okay, actually, this will be perfect for another thing I have, Static. That will be perfect. That will be fucking perfect. Trust me. That will be perfect. Here, I'm gonna get this prepped up because I do have something on this because I will say there is at least one. I'm enjoying that little meme more, but I have this real quick. When Dave gets cornered for saying something unbelievably stupid and has no good response, he becomes totally incoherent. He says things like nice slogan and whatever dude and shut up and starts cursing. He reminds me of Chris Farley and Tommy Boy's Shut Up Richard. That's probably what you meant to say, but yeah, this is, if you guys, there's some really good debate videos out there of shit, I literally just had his name. We just said his name. What the fuck? Of Dave Smith, between Dave Smith and what's his name? Warren. Here, give me a second. God damn it, I can't think of it. It's not Warren Smith. It is Crucible. What's the guy's name?
You invade.
Let me the Crucible. Why am I blanking on his name? Why am I blanking on his name? God damn it. It's this dude. I might actually watch this. This is from today. I might play this one on stream just because he's in here. Why am I blanking on his name? God damn it. Why am I blanking on his fucking name? It's driving me up a goddamn wall. But anyways, we're going to play this real quick. But there's great debates between the two of them where the other dude just fucking BTFOs Dave Smith and just shows him to be a pretentious jackass. You know, it's like there's a level of, I started talking about this yesterday, the midwits that think that they're really smart, but in reality, they're midwits and they're just pretentious. They say a bunch of big fancy things. They have their own slogans that they repeat over and over and over again. They think they're having good, like, honest debates, but in reality, all you're doing is like repeating slogans over and over again and not actually having like an in-depth, coherent thought. And then you sound pretentious as all hell. And whenever anybody just puts mild pushback at you, you lose your shit.
I hate to be vindicated like this, Piers, but this is the scenario that all of us were warning about since well before the 12-day war. That
really, you were warning about this.
Now you've gotten yourself into a situation. Americans are dead. I think Mr. Miller misspoke when he said 4 people are dead. 4 Americans are dead over there.
Well, 6. This is from like 2 days ago. I think this is from like 2 days ago, but it's 6. 6 Americans have lost their life. Yes.
Probably more to come. Donald Trump says more to come.
Yes, because that's war. That's what's called war. People die in war. That's why we don't like war. But we understand that wars happen, conflicts happen, and people die. It sucks. It always sucks. But it happens.
We've had a couple Americans killed in Austin in a blowback.
Yes.
terrorist attack that's happened
Yeah.
already since then. And like, dude, the lack of wisdom here from the Trump administration, like, you have no idea what you just kicked off.
We have no idea what we just kicked off. I know this is a little old, but we have no idea what we just kicked off. Sorry, I haven't really heard a whole lot of, like, there was the terrorist attack, there's been bombings, but I really haven't heard, like, what weaponry have we lost? Like, we've had some bases attacked, don't get me wrong, but what actual damages have we sustained? Yeah, 6 dead soldiers. Tragedy. Awful. I hate that it happened. It's disgusting. They are valiant heroes, and they should always be remembered to be heroes, no matter what it is. They risked their lives. We didn't. We're safe here at home. But what actual casualties has America like received here? Haven't heard anything. Why is Jeremy talking about gay guys? Is Jeremy gay? Well, listen, I might be gay, but these guys are gayer.
There's absolutely no reason to think that this thing is not going to be a catastrophe, just like
Why? What? Wait, just like Iraq. That's what he's got to say.
what you just kicked off. There is absolutely no reason to think that this thing is not going to be a catastrophe, just like the last 6 theaters.
Why? Because the last 6 theaters worked out so well, but why now is this going to be the bad one? Why is it guaranteed that this is the bad one? Reminder, the last several ones, we were nation building. We're not nation building here. We're trying to destroy an enemy. Very different. Very different than nation building. We're just trying to destroy them. Those are 2 very different things. We're not trying to conquer them. They're trying to just destroy them. Very different things. Very, very different things. Like, those are drastic things. One thing is, I'm trying to knock you down and build something up that I like. What we're trying to do here is just straight up, yow! No, it's like a Jenga tower. No. What we used to do is, imagine Legos, okay? Imagine a bunch of Legos. What we used to do is we used to go to our neighbor's room and then just kick the Legos and then start building up, you know, a new Lego the way we wanted it. And it never really worked out because our neighbor would just constantly like be trying to interfere with us and blow up what we were trying to create and everything like this. No, this time we're just going over there and kicking them. We're just going over there to kick them. Fuck off. That's all we're doing.
The global war on terrorism. And by the way, you know, for just final one very quick last point. I'm sorry, Pierce, but then really, you know, interrupting me there a bunch. Let me just say one thing. For all the like supposed like pretend intellectuals out there.
That's really ironic coming from him. Pretend intellectuals. Person that doesn't understand even basic moral philosophy.
Like the Gad Sads and the Sam Harris, who have spent a career talking about how violent and irrational the Muslim world is.
They are.
Because you can't even draw a cartoon of Muhammad.
You can't.
Or they'll start killing people. Hey, what do you think happens when you murder an Ayatollah?
Yeah, they get angry. So you know what you do? You get them all, and you terrify them, and then you take away their ability to come back at you. Blow them up!
Did anyone know that that's not just a political figure to the Shiites, who we've had no beef with?
Actually, no, we have had beefs with the Shiites, because here's another thing that these people fail to realize. We're actually really good friends with not just Israel. I get it. Iran hates Israel. Israel hates Iran. Blah, 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 blah. We're also really good friends with the Sunnis. We're also really good friends with the Sunnis, and we're trying to rebuild this relationship with the Sunnis that the past administration just let fall to ruin. And for those of you who don't realize who the Sunnis are, well, that's Saudi Arabia. That's the United Arab Emirates. That's all those guys. And Saudi Arabia has been in the middle of a proxy war with Iran now for years as well. And it's just as likely that Saudi Arabia really enjoys what's happening right now. Yeah, they might be getting some blowback here, but they fucking hate Iran. And they've also been sending some threats out there that say, hey, we might get involved because fuck Iran. Because I know Dave Smith's whole thing is we're doing this for Israel's. There's actually a lot more evidence that we could be doing this for Saudi Arabia. You know, the country that we've been trying to rebuild a relationship with that's oil rich, and we want that oil. It's just simple math. You have the Sunnis and the Shias. We don't like the Shias. The Shias don't like us. Sunnis don't like the Shias. Sunnis like us. Seems like simple math equation right there, but okay.
To be clear, your foreign policy is don't kill bad guys because they fight back. That's like the most stupid foreign policy.
But that is your foreign policy. Don't fight bad guys because they fight back. That is your policy. We shouldn't fight bad guys because they will fight back. That's a bad policy. I prefer to do the whole retribution aspect if we don't fight them until they fight us. But sometimes you also have to go in there, especially during negotiations like we were having with the Iranians. And, well, if the negotiations just don't work out, no matter how hard you try, you come in there with a big stick and you slap them around a little bit. Or destroy them.
Never heard of.
Oh, no, actually, Ben, my foreign policy is don't
Adolf Hitler, I guess, would still be alive if we use your foreign policy.
That's also true.
Great, good one, Ben. You just speak in slogans. My foreign policy is
Adolf Hitler's a bad guy. You better not attack him or go after him and stop him from invading all of Europe and taking over the world. Don't mess with Vladimir Putin ever, because that guy's a really bad guy. That's your foreign policy.
It is your foreign policy. I could disagree with a lot of what Ben's also saying here, but that is technically Dave Smith's foreign policy. Don't do wars because bad things happen. This is an entire anti-war panel except Poso. That is true. I'm not a huge fan of Poso's pretty. Poso's anti-war in the sense that he doesn't like going to war. I am a little bit more like Poso when it comes to war, although Poso is also kind of retarded. My position on war. Oh yeah, Joe from Jersey has Oh yeah. But even the gay guy that's on there, the former Republican who definitely still is like a true Republican, but just hates Trump. You mean specifically this war? Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to this war either, Static. As far as I've been seeing, no, actually, I don't know. I've been seeing weird things from Poso where he's like both against this war and for this war. It's been really weird. It's been really weird for Poso. Same with Benny. Like, both of them are posting some really weird things right now. But, like, not this Ben. I'm talking about Benny Johnson. Both of them are posting some really weird shit right now that has me real hardcore side-eyeing them. No, my whole position is, like, this is what happens when negotiations fall through. It just is. You can have as many hardcore negotiations for as long as you possibly can. Have the discussion, have the back and forths and all that stuff. And eventually, yeah, you're going to have to go to war. If there is no compromise and one side, mainly Iran, just keeps building up that weaponry and gets to a point that no matter how many times we talk to them, we can't even prevent them via our own weaponry. Yeah, you got to go to war. You got to. There is no moving forward. It's not that we want to do this. It's not that we enjoy doing this. We're not out here going like, yeah, we're bathing in the blood of the Ayatollah. No. I don't like that anybody's dead, except for the Ayatollah. I mean, the fucking monster. But at the same time, sometimes this stuff happens. It's why I'm opposed to war. I'm anti-war in the sense that I want to prevent it at all costs, but I understand sometimes you got to cross that line. But when you cross that line, motherfucker, I'd rather have Trump in office with Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio and JD Vance. You want to know why? They are out there doing the correct thing. We're not over there doing this whole quagmire event where we're like, we're gonna build a nation build or anything. No, we're going over there and we have said routinely destroy, fight, destroy, do the job. That is our goal. That is our mission. Do it. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Don't like that we have to be here, but if we're going to be here, let's do it like that. Let's make the suckers pay.
And you're just going to say the dumbest thing and then interrupt me if I respond.
But you do the same thing. Here's the other thing. Dave Smith, he does the exact same thing he criticizes everybody else for doing. says a bunch of slogans, and then gets pissed off when people interrupt him. It's rinse and repeat. Like, again, I go over to, what is the guy from the Crucible's name? He was on even with Joe Rogan a little while back. Smokes a lot. The smoking man. What the fuck is his name? God damn, it's gonna bother the shit out of me. But even he like shows that this is all Dave Smith's tactic is. He usually has like a moderator who even tracks like who speaks more. And every time they've been together, Dave Smith speaks more than the other dude. Andrew Wilson, that's his name. Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson has had several debates. Thinking of Andrew, then who is Andrew Warren? No. Yeah, they're both Andrews. Are they both Andrews? Never mind. Andrew Wilson has had several debates with Dave Smith and has always shown Dave Smith to be nothing more than a pseudo-intellectual and a crybaby. This is his go-to bread and butter when you have these conversations, and then he gets mad that he gets interrupted, but he's perfectly fine interrupting everybody else.
You just said, I'm in Texas where the Austin attack happened, and your policy is, hey, be really nice to bad people, and then they might not kill you.
Yes.
That is your foreign policy.
Legitimately, yes, it is. It's trust the bad guy. Trust the people. Listen, have the negotiations. Have the discussions. Have these things. He's a little douchey though. Yeah, but that's part of his charm, Static. The douchiness is part of his charm. I have criticized Andrew Wilson. There was a debate he had a little while ago. I think it was Anna Kasparian. It's like, you're right, but you're a dick about how you were right. Like, you were a dick about it. I haven't talked to him, but that was my thought with that whole thing. Like, you're right, but you were a dick, so you were wrong, you know. But Andrew Wilson's really good at this. But this is another thing. Like I showed you Foul Ball's whole discussion. Their whole point is we need to constantly have these negotiations with the Iranians, and we're coming with good faith arguments. We come with the good faith. We are the ones that are supposed to be the good faith individuals here. And you're just supposed to assume the other side's going to be good faith. The problem is the other side isn't good faith. They're doing everything behind your back. They're just going out there and doing it. So then you want to hamstring us and say, we have to come in with good faith, but the other side can just keep kicking us over and over again. But if we kick back, we're solidly the bad guys. It's like, we can't listen to fucking retards like this. Like this face right here, this is the face of a pretentious jackass. Dave Smith is just a pretentious jackass. All these people are just pretentious jackasses.
And you're now saying that Donald Trump is somehow responsible for a terrorist that said property of Allah and had a Iranian t-shirt on, saying, oh no, that's Donald Trump's fault, not actually the terrorist's fault. That is the problem with so many of you on the left.
You let me, Pierce,
because you don't understand that sometimes you have.
You are pretty much a leftist. Like there's this whole like spectrum. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. Dave Smith, MTG, and even fucking Thomas Massey, they're fucking leftists. They just are. They're some of the most retarded people out there. They try to act all moral and just and principled, and we're following our ideals and we're libertarians. No, you're fucking leftists. You're morons. Thomas Massey's literally getting money from a pro-DSA, pro-Palestine pact. And nobody talks about that shit. I have it. I have it, by the way. Let me see. Where did I put it? Where did I put this? Where did I put this? Right here. Right here. From the Washington Free Beacon. Strange bedfellows meet the pack working to re-elect Thomas Massey and partnering with the DSA to fight ICE. The embattled Kentucky congressman traveled to Pennsylvania to meet with IPAC, not APAC, IPAC, around the time its founder wrote his campaign a check. Now, the check wasn't super big, but it's a pro-Palestinian, pro-DSA, anti-America PAC that is funding Thomas Massey. Like, this has been around for a while now. This was 4 months ago. Fucking Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder talked about this 4 months ago. And nobody talks about this. Nobody brings this shit up. Oh, Thomas Massey's the good one out there, guys. He's the one that's actually principled and decent. By the way, it's why I have this video pulled up, because Crowder even shows like the PAC that's actually funding Thomas Massey. Let me see if I can find it. Like they went in there. All the other Congress people and all the other government officials that they fund are Democrats. There's only one Republican that they fund, and it's Thomas Massey. And I'm supposed to trust this guy. Yeah, he rags on Israel. He rags on the foreign monies. He rags on all this shit. I'm supposed to trust the guy that's the lone Republican getting money from a pro-DSA PAC. So yeah, I'm going to call them leftists. I'm going to call Dave Smith a leftist. I'm going to call all these people leftists. I'm going to call Marjorie Taylor Greene a fucking leftist and a goddamn grifter because, oh, look, here's some old tweets from MTG. With Trump gone, Iran is now producing uranium metal for nuclear weapons core and 20% enriched uranium. Iran has chanted death to America, death to Israel. Trump was right to end the JCPOA. Never forget that Obama/Biden sent 1.7 billion pallets of cash to Iran. Iran has funded and trained the Taliban. U.S. officials, military leaders, President Biden, and his administration should not be calling the Taliban partners. These people are some of the fakest, gayest motherfuckers out there. It's why I hate individuals out there right now who are going like, yay, MTG, yay, Thomas Massey, yay, 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 yay. No, you're all fucking frauds. All of you are frauds. That's why I'm so happy I got blocked by this. Oh, see you next Tuesday. I'm trying, chat. I'm trying to be a good boy. And then you get retards like this. I'm not gonna bury the lead here because we have a new video from just the other day. Here's Nick Fuentes. Nick says he will go to Mexico or Vietnam if we lose 2028. Oh.
So 28 seems to be like the last dance. I'm gonna be honest. If we don't get it in 28, I'm just gonna go in exile. Like seriously, if we don't get it in 28, you are gonna see me in Vietnam somewhere. The young apprentice, the chosen.
We all actually know that he's gonna end up going to Thailand because he loves them lady boys.
One will find me in the jungles of Vietnam. I've told this story before. I'll be there running a coffee shop. I'll be there running my donut shop. Sort of ironic, right?
No. Retarded. And I don't really need to see any more of this because, well, quite frankly, just the other day he said this.
I'm out. And I'm already getting attacked. Everybody's already attacking me. You're a Democrat. You're a Fed. You know what my answer is?
You are a Fed. You are a Fed. Anybody that ever thinks that Nick Fuentes is not a Fed, you're retarded. Bro was out there on January 6th. There's a good Mikey No More like video on Nick Fuentes again. Fantastic guy. He openly shows like a bunch of nice little hidden secrets that Nick Fuentes has and plays the video of Nick Fuentes out on the Capitol on January 6th, openly saying, we need to storm the Capitol, we need to take it over, Mike Pence has betrayed us, and we need to go out there and do harm to sitting members of Congress. We need to actually do harm to these people. Roughly 5 to 6 members of America First got arrested that day and were in prison. All that happened to Nick fucking Fuentes. Got pulled in for some questioning by the feds, had his assets frozen and taken from him for a day and then given back. And he moved on with his life. Oh, and he also gave out all the information to every last member of the America First. And like the federal government has all that information, guys. They know who you are. There's no anonymity there. They know who you are. Sold you out. You're a fucking Fed. You're a loser. But hey, let's keep going on.
Now, fuck you. Fuck you. I am in my era of I don't give a fuck anymore, okay? I'm seriously over it. Like, I am past it. I'm in my villain era. I'm in my era.
Villain era. You've always been in your villain era. This is like your 4th time in the villain era. Like, you wanted to vote Kamala. Campaign for Kamala.
Of I don't give a fuck. People are saying, you're a Democrat, you're a Fed. It's like, hey, asshole, we are at war with Iran, okay? Wake up. Like, trust the plan, vote for Trump. What are you, 8 years old? You can call me a Democrat. You can call me whatever you want. I'm playing both sides. Okay, we play both sides like...
No, you actually play one side, and that's usually the gay side.
Chanel. We're playing both sides. Democrat.
And by the way, he'll freely come out here and say that he's a white dude, he's a white dude, he's a white dude, he's a white supremacist. When, again, Mikey No More's video on this, really good video. When he got when he's pepper sprayed that one chick at his house, the cops showed up. The cop was a Mexican. They asked, "Hey, Nick, what's your ethnicity?" He goes like, "I'm a Mexican, dude." Actually, not giving a fuck does not equal in the well static.
Republican. I am going with whatever hates my enemies more. And right now, Republicans are my enemies. I want to destroy them. People say, well, you know, but the Democrats are going to do all this stuff, and the Democrats that Republicans brought us to war in Iran. Period. End of story. I'm not listening anymore. You're not getting through. I will not be gaslit. And this is what people need to do. At a certain point, people are going to make up their minds. You're going to have to make your decision, okay? And a lot of people don't love this. I get DMs all the time. People say, you're making a big mistake. You're not going to... Make up your mind. You make your decision. I've made mine. I can only speak for myself. I am a citizen. I am an American. I have a vote. I'm not giving my vote to this treacherous administration. I'm not voting for the party that brought us to war in Iran, for Israel. I will never do that. Never. You can do whatever you want. If you have more tolerance for bullshit, hey man, knock yourself out. Another sucker is born every day. You want to vote for that because the Democrats are worse? Hey man, go for it. I'm not doing it. And to the extent that people are going to attack me on that basis and say, you know, like I said, all the usual allegations, try to destroy my reputation, it's only because they're afraid of that outcome. They don't want white people to know their power. They don't want...
No. This is stupid. Everything he's saying is stupid. We'll keep going forward, but it's so fucking stupid. The people that allow you to actually have a voice, Nick. The people that bring you on their panels and shows and try to promote you. They're the bad guys now. And the other guys are apparently the good ones.
Want the base to know its true power. They don't want us to rise up and develop our own political consciousness and start fighting for our own interests. They want to keep us complacent, keep us asleep. You can be angry, but you got to keep voting. You can be upset, but you got to keep playing the game. I'm not playing the game. I don't play games. I flip over the table. I don't like what I'm getting.
Then what are you going to do? Let the other side just roll over. Let the other side just win. That's literally what you're saying.
I flip over the table. I play a new game. And that's where I'm at right now. I have had it, and I'm going to do something about it. Aren't you tired of bitching? I've had it. Now I'm going to do something about it.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to vote for the Democrats because fuck you. People are saying...
What was that?
Where I'm at right now. I have had it, and I'm going to do something about it. Aren't you tired of bitching? I've had it. Now I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to vote for the Democrats because fuck you.
Doesn't sound like he's not choosing to vote.
People are saying, we're going to go on Twitter and we're going to voice our dissent. That gets us nowhere. That's doing nothing. We tried that. We voted for this. Well, you voted for this in 24. It didn't work.
I'm not pleased with, like, you know, the Iran stuff. It's not my favorite thing, but all in all, I am happy. Economy could be doing better, but I am happy.
So now I'm trying something else. I'm going to do something about it. And the more they panic, the more I know I'm doing the right thing. The more that people who are paid to lie to me call me out for this, the more I know I'm doing the right thing. People that are literally paid money under the table to peddle influence, soft money influence. These people are...
Yeah, like Thomas Massey, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, the fucking Hodge twins, people that like to promote you. Never want to talk about those people. Never want to bring up those people.
Are out there saying, hey, everybody, it's okay. As long as there's no boots on the ground, here's how we could still win. If people that are being paid to lie to my fucking face, sending...
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massey, the Hodge twins, but again, not talk about them.
My country in...
Hey, Nick, what about Ali Alexander? Ali Alexander. What do you know about him? How's Elijah Schaffer doing?
To a war that we have no business fighting. If those people are telling me, oh, you're a Democrat plant, you're a Fed, well, then I know I'm in the right because those people are the fucking enemy.
Again, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massey. I saw this video on Cobracast today, and I think it's true. You know, we'll listen to this. I like this one.
Are you a Trump voter? Do you plan to vote Republicans in the midterm? Well, don't. Don't vote in the midterms. Actually, vote Democrats in the midterms. Vote Democrat in the midterms because Trump is bombing Iran. And since we know that no matter which party you vote for, they never ever do a thing or two that you didn't vote for, in this case bombing Iran, which no one knew was coming by looking at the past 20 years and how everything was not building up towards it. But it's time to punish Trump.
It's also, Trump lied to us. It's not like he's had this exact position that Iran is bad since the 80s. It's not like this has been his position since the 80s. It's not like you could just go look that shit up. Since the 80s.
Trump and the Republicans and put Democrats in power. Even 2028. Democrat president. Let's go. And no, it can't be worse than this. Sure, they will open the borders and give amnesty to illegal immigrants. They will bring back DEI.
Yeah.
They will make little Johnny transition back to she/her again. They will restart the taxpayer foreign aid, spend money on wars anyway. They will try to strip their Republican opponents off the ballot in multiple states.
Like they did to Trump.
Just like we have seen them do under Joe Biden. They will go after prominent conservatives again, raid their homes, prosecute them, try to bankrupt them, which we have seen them do.
They'll go after your lawyers. They'll make it illegal for you to actually fight back in court.
And if we bitch about any of it, they will just take us off social media and silence our voices, which again, they have a history of doing. Eventually, Republicans may never get in power again, but I am willing to make that sacrifice because it's worth punishing Trump and Republicans.
I think that says a lot. It says a lot about people right now. That they'd be willing to either stay home. They'd be either willing to stay home or vote D. All because a man who has openly said that Iran should not have nuclear weapons since 2014, 2015, has always been critical of Iran, has openly said that we need to take out Iran since the fucking 80s. Is doing stuff with Iran. It's not my fucking fault you don't pay attention. It's not my fucking fault that me, the 29, I'm just about to be 29. Literally, guys, a week from today, I turned 29. Almost to the hour, because I was born at like 10 p.m. March 11th. Almost to the 29th moment. A fucking week from now, I turn 29. And I'm smarter than these fucking jackasses out there. I can explain why this makes logical sense all day and night. But no, these people want to go like, no, we have to, we cannot do this. We can't do this because he doesn't give me everything I want. Do I have the same birthday as Tim Pool? No, Tim's birth. I saw this last year and I noticed it. I believe Tim's, because I believe it goes, Jeremy's birthday is this week. Tim's birthday is the day before mine and then my birthday. Oh yeah, Static. Actually, if you start looking at the days of the birthdays, it either goes Tim, Jeremy, me, or Jeremy, Tim, me. I'm not even joking. That is how it goes down. And then Kel is next Friday. Not this upcoming Friday, but next Friday, the 13th. So it's like a cascade effect of birthdays. But there will actually be a birthday stream on this channel because I took off both the 11th through the 13th. So yay. That will be happening. I don't remember whose birthday goes where. I don't remember. But here, I pulled this up originally. If you guys want to dig into Thomas Massey, here's this video. Here's this video from Crowder from 4 months ago. It's a good one. Trump keeps putting thousands of diplomat, bureaucrats, and lucrative NGO scams out of the Iran threat business. Yeah. And again, guys, I said it earlier. I'm not a fan of war with Iran. I'm not huge on it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna cry about it. Like, there's certain elements that this logically was about to happen. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some dunking real quick. I like Odin. I like him a lot. One of the only members of Congress that gets it. Have we learned nothing? Massey rallies against the regime change experiment. We're not regime changing. We're destroying it. And I just responded. No, he's funded by pro-DSA and pro-Palestine PAC, which is a fact. Spare me. It's a fact. It's a fucking fact. It's not my fault you people are too stupid to look this shit up. It's not my fault that people like Tim Pool won't do his goddamn job. It's not my fault that you have to actually just all the people that should be reporting on this shit decide to suck these people off because it's like, well, the people like him. The people like him. Yeah, look into him for once in your fucking life. Oh my fucking God. Thomas Massey's the gayest one out there. The fakest and gayest one out there. He's funded by an actual pact that is pro-DSA, funds only Democrats and only one Republican, and is pro-Palestine. You think his TDS is a bigger factor? Here's the thing, though. Dash. Thomas Massey rails against foreign funding in Congress. Really hates it. That pact that funds him, that's a foreign pact. A foreign pact. That's foreign money right there. It's always funny when the foreign money, when the people that hate foreign money the most tend to also be getting some foreign money. Funny how that plays out. Funny who's funding who. Do your own fucking research for once in your goddamn lives. Jesus Christ. You want to go? No. Odin wants to go out there and do all the research on the fucking, what movie was profitable, what movie actually made money, doing all that math, blah, 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 blah. Good, super autistic about it. Fine, do your thing. It's not very Catholic of you, and it's not very Christian of you to actually want to be supporting a man like Massey. I'm just going to be saying. It's actually very vile. This is a man in this is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I do not trust him. By the way, again, the video's 4 months old. This video where Crowder just shows it. He was like, hey, guess what? Yes, the majority of his money comes from his constituents. The majority of his money comes from his constituents, but there's this weird pack that funds him as well. It's kind of weird, and nobody's talked about it. Nobody's talked about IPAC. Not a single person has talked about this. So sorry, you guys don't do your due diligence. Sorry, you don't look into it. Sorry that Crowder talked about this 4 months ago, and not a single one of you looked into it. Probably. But here, let me make sure the political shit's out of the way. Because if I see another political thing, I'm going to lose. Let me make sure I don't have any more. No, I do not. Okay. Then we'll talk about another gay dude. Look, you know it's impossible to be aware of every single dollar every politician has taken. Gay argument. You can't know everything going on all the time. Yes, but Static, these people, they like to watch Crowder. They talk a lot about how they watch Crowder, how they watch the Daily Wire, how they give them all, like they acknowledge them. Crowder talked about it 4 months ago. I'm sorry. It's not Crowder's fault that the rest of the people decided, yeah, we're not going to talk about this. You still get Tim Pool out there sucking off fucking Thomas Massey, go like, well, he's Republican critical. No, he's a fucking retard. Do your research. Odin has openly talked about watching Crowder, though, Static. Odin's been on F&T saying, yes, I watch Crowder. I watch Daily Wire. Don't do that whole, well, you don't know what he watches. He talks about it. I'm not playing these stupid games. It's really fucking annoying. And it really pisses me off when people go out there and say Thomas Massey is this brilliant hero when just looking into him, you start seeing the sketchy shit. Ro Khanna's the greatest Democrat out there. His voting record is atrocious. Worse than any other fucking Democrat. On par with the fucking squad. Oh, but magically Ro Khanna and all these people, they start teaming up and you go like, something just... It's not right. There's something wrong here. And you can see it. But no, because we want to just say Thomas Massey holds these views that I like. Thomas Massey believes this shit that I like, and Thomas Massey's critical. There was a time where I was like, yeah, I like Thomas Massey because he's that principled person. Now I'm like, no. Something's wrong here. You can't come out here and do this whole charade. You can't come out here and do... Let me pull him up. You can't come out here. I'm serious. You can't come out here. I don't want that one. I want this tweet. You can't come out here and do this, okay? The administration admits Israel dragged us into the Iran war that's already cost too many American lives and billions of dollars. Before it's over, the price of gas, groceries, and virtually everything else is going to go up. You can't be doing this. You can't be doing this shit. You can't be ragging on these countries. Well, you're getting funded by a group that is pro their enemy. And I've seen him fucking do this all the time. Oh, and by the way, I also love this moment. You know, when he put out the poll and after basically an hour, shut it down and started complaining about bots. Yeah, he's the biggest soy jack out there. He's a loser. And the worst part is he's probably going to win. He's probably going to win his re-election. Nothing's going to happen. He's going to BTFO his person. Thomas Massey is a hero? No, he's not. He's a retard. Just, it's a fact. Like, these people are monsters. And the ones I hate the most are the ones like Thomas Massey who will go out there, say all the shit you like, say all the things you like, maybe do a few things, but then secretly is being funded by people that hate you. Hate you. Those are the worst. The people like fucking, they're no different. He's no different than MTG, and they're no different than the fucking Hodge twins right now. Those people are all the same. They are lying to your fucking face. That's every single politician. I didn't know Chip Roy was like that. I didn't know Chip Roy hated me. No, I'm not playing that fucking game. And it's a retarded argument to say that it's every politician, because it's not every politician. There's objectively good politicians out there. Chip Roy, the one that the congressman from West Virginia. Static. Chip Roy. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, he was screaming about Venezuela. We're doing illegal stuff with... Where's Roy now? Roy's still being a good dude. I trust Chip Roy over everybody else. Not even lying. Just gonna. Yay. Yay. I don't give a shit. Yay. No, that's not. No, Chip Roy is the older dude. Chip Roy fights as hard as he can, and we will call out Republicans all the goddamn time. And I like Chip Roy. There's also, fuck, what's his name? God damn it, what's his name? There's two guys from Missouri. One of them was chastising, Jim Jordan. That dude, yeah, I like that dude, but he's no longer there. You have Jim Jordan. And then there was the other dude. Fuck, who's the other dude who ended up exposing that the Biden administration was going after churches? What's his name? He's also from Missouri. He's from the same area as Jim Jordan. Fuck, what was his name? Congress. Shit, I can't remember that dude's name. But he's like a tall, lengthy dude, big nose. And he talks like this, and he's very direct and talks a lot like this. And I can't think of his fucking name. Like if I saw him, I would be able to I'm a face dude. What is that dude's name? Let me see. Biden went after Catholic churches. Biden went after. Is that gonna pull anything up? No. Let me do. Let me go X. That dude's name. Fuck. No, it's not Kennedy, but Kennedy's funny. I like Kennedy. Kim Paxton. No, not Kim Paxton. Fuck. Josh Hawley. Josh Hawley is who I was thinking of. Josh Hawley was who I was thinking of the whole time. Like there is a good chunk of people, and Kennedy's funny. Kennedy is just fucking funny. Can I find that? Can I find that thing of Kennedy just being funny? Congress. You can. John Kennedy. Can I find the John Kennedy stuff? Just a clip. Can I just find a clip of John Kennedy quotes? That's all I want. That's all I want. Here's this. It's a minute and 2 seconds. I mean, you can't hate this man. You can't hate this man, no matter how hard you try.
Love is the answer, but I own a handgun just in case. God, please give me patience, because if you give me strength, I'm going to need bail money.
God damn it, I love him.
But my mother did not raise a fool, and if she did, it was one of my brothers. I'm not saying you're the dumbest person in the world, but you better hope the dumbest person in the world doesn't die. I have the right to remain silent, but not the ability. When you argue with a fool, you just prove there are two.
I don't know if this is gonna have the clip, but I heard my favorite one is, there's jokers to the left of me. No, there's clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. How he like says a song like that. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. He does the whole line and goes like, but the other side's retarded or some shit like that. It's so
Christmas
funny.
ornaments, drywall, and Jerry Epstein. Name 3 things that don't hang themselves. The country was founded by geniuses, but it's being run by idiots. He's nervous as a pregnant nun. I've driven all over Washington, D.C. I cannot find the money tree. You should hide your head in a bag. My advice to you is to shut up. I don't dislike the president. Is he a perfect person? No. Does he try to get better every day? Also, no.
Shit. God damn it. That has to be the most savage of them all. I have to listen to that one again. I have to listen to that one more time.
Try to get better every
Here, I need to listen to this one again.
I don't dislike the president. Is he a perfect person? No. Does he try to get better every day? Also, no. I think the president's new tactic is star-spangled stupid.
I think that last one was in regards to Biden, but that's just so fucking funny. Oh, I love Thomas. I love clips of John Kennedy. He is just hilarious. Can I find more sound clips? Oh, it's just so funny listening to John Kennedy. He's so hilarious. Oh, he's so hilarious. But okay, we need to start getting into some serious stuff, some other stuff. Oh, my eyes are hurting. because before we move on, we have something to take us away from politics for a little while. Okay, we have something to pull us away from politics. Is the new burger fights that are going on. I'm not gonna lie, kind of stupid, but at the same time, I like the CEOs trying to dunk on one another. I think the Wendy's one has the best dunking.
All right, the moment of truth. That's a burger. That is so good. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now.
We love this burger product.
By the way, AMW guy just straight up ripped off what the McDonald's dude did.
Which most people call a burger.
Of course, we're starting with our Wendy's square patty, fresh, never frozen.
That's a lie, by the way. They are frozen. Don't listen to them. I worked at a Wendy's before. They are frozen. They come in frozen. They then defall in the fridge. They have to be frozen.
Beef, absolutely nothing better.
I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know.
I'm going to do a tasting right now, but this is actually my lunch.
Oh, of course, you got to have a Frosty with a burger. Is this set up today? Oh, wait, our machines are always working.
I mean, come on. That last little dig. That dig right there. Is this set up today? Oh, our machines are always working. They also do, and they're freaking annoying.
That is so good.
Only one thing missing. A napkin.
All right, the moment of
Let's be honest here, okay? Out of all of these, nobody goes to A&W. People go to McDonald's because it's right there. Wendy's is the best. Burger King puts out slop. I don't even know why they're still around. Like I hate Burger King. Only good thing at Burger King is like their chicken sandwich and their chicken fries. Everything else at Burger King is just awful. It's just awful. Wendy's is the best. And I hate that our Wendy's shut down. And I have to drive 30 minutes for a Wendy's. All I have is a Sonic. Smash burgers are okay, but I'm kind of sick of Sonic. But Static sent me this one. The Arby's CEO.
Arby's CEO Cliff Beaverton here, and we're going to be trying out Arby's brand new roast beef signature sandwich. Wow. That's some good roast beef right there. As we all know, before you try an Arby's roast beef, got to give it that signature.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Wow. They don't call it Arby's roast beef for nothing. Now that we got that out of the way, we're going to actually try this thing. Arby's.
Our A&W is good because of the root beer drafts. The root beer's on draft. There's only one A&W anywhere near me. Actually, no, it's not even near me. It's an hour away, and it's in a gas station. I don't go there. Burger King is too dry to be slop. No, it's just awful. Burger King tastes disgusting. Burger King constantly just tries to one up everybody else or put out a variant of like what other people make. So they have like the Bacon King or whatever it's called. Culver, I've never been to a Culver's, but Burger King has the Bacon King, which is just a shitty Baconator. That's all it is. It is a shitty Baconator. I don't like breakfast burritos, so I don't really go there. If I'm going to get breakfast, though, I'm probably going to go to Wendy's for breakfast. Wendy's has a fucking fantastic croissant maple chicken sandwich. That shit's good. And Wendy's breakfast fries, well, they're not fries, they're wedges. Oh, they're so fucking addictive. They are fucking glorious. Racist? No. Wendy's gross. Fuck you, Seal Hunter. You ban that guy. Ban him. Wendy's is the superior. It just is. Wendy's is better. Wendy's is better. Oh, by the way, I know India's getting in trouble right now. Like, there's a lot of people coming after the Indians. At the same time, I think they should all be banned from. Seal is in here with hot takes tonight. Listen, he's retarded. We accept him because he's retarded. He's kind of like Dom, like he's special needs. You know, you don't want to hate on Dom. But at the same time, you kind of do. Kind of like a fact of life. It feels wrong to beat up on him, but at the same time, it's just the logical choice. I'm gonna comment. Okay, there was something else. Sorry, I was reading something. I'm just trolling. I don't believe you, Hunt. I don't believe you, Seal Hunter. I don't believe you. But I'm still going to say my takes. Oh, well, that's fine. We can listen. You're allowed to say your takes, and you're allowed to be retarded. Okay? I think that's just fair. But let's talk a locale. You know what? Let's talk a locale. Because I just want to take us back from where this story all began. And I have a bunch of YouTube videos pulled up. We're not going to play all the YouTube videos because they're all stupid. We're just going to play one real YouTube video here. Okay, we're really just going to play one video here because we're talking quartering. The tard that is quartering. The most retarded individual known as quartering. Because for a while now, the quartering's been seething. Quartering's not doing so well, both financially, views-wise, whatever you have to say there. He's not doing so well. And this is just a still. I know it's from Kino Casino, but I'm not going to go dig around the Quartering's freaking Rumble channel to find his goddamn live streams because God. But I want to remind people where all this drama began is back a couple months ago. This was back in January. Quartering goes on live stream and tries to say everybody else is dying along with him. Just tries to crab in the bucket mentality, trying to say Nerdrotic's dying, Geeks and Gamers are dying, everybody's dying all around him, just pulling him down, dragging him to the bottom with him because he can't justify the fact that he's losing money. And before anybody goes out there, the Quartering's a goddamn shill. He just is. He'll throw out all the products out there, beg you for money, and at the same time spend a bunch of money on freaking cards. All while his failing coffee brand, which is just Dropbox coffee or dropship coffee, it's not even an actual coffee company. Oh, that's not doing so well because it's just a bland fucking white label dropship coffee. But it would go on with, other Jeremy Prime, responding, calling him out and pointing out how he's just objectively wrong. All their views are fine. They're making more money than ever before. They're perfectly fine financially and views-wise. Jeremy has nothing to do with this. Which got Jeremy all salty. It got Jeremy all salty that frickin' everybody was clowning on him and pointing out how fucking retarded he was being. Which then, well, led us to the infamous moment. The famous moment in which, well, Quartering looks up on live stream. Well, the naughty no stuff, and then would later virtue signal all over X saying, during the stream today, I was just minding my own business, scrolling a trending news thread, and my entire audience was greeted with hardcore porn, lol. Oops, sorry guys, I guess it's not safe to scroll X live. Really effing hate the degenerate prawn on this site, Elon Musk. Would then get, community noted with the simple fact that he's looked it up before, and yes, Jeremy Prime laughed at him. Laughed because it's a funny thing. You goof at these things. You goof at it. But hey, Quartering didn't like that so much. Quartering didn't enjoy that, and then would go on to just block Jeremy. After even having conversations with Jeremy, doing the whole thing like, hey, we're DMing back and forth. We're doing all this shit. Hey, it is what it is. Quartering would end up blocking Jeremy, seething out all over the place. You'd end up getting other clips of Jeremy just responding, saying, hey, go listen to the Quartering. The Quartering who's constantly going out there saying, my former friends are acting very feminine right now. They're acting very soy right now. They're being all pathetic. Well, Quartering put out a video. Put out this video right here. And when we pull up, you know, vidIQ and do all the vidIQ stuff, if I could get that to work right now, it's not. The video is titled An Apology, okay? The video is titled An Apology. I'm trying to see, can I get the vidIQ to pull up right now just to show you guys?
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and a quick...
Shut up, I wanted vidIQ so I could show you what the thumbnail is, okay? The thumbnail says I'm sorry. It has Gary, Critical Drinker, and Jeremy all the way in the back. And it's titled An Apology to Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, and Geeks and Gamers. As far as I'm aware, Drinker's never talked about them. Drinker, as far as I know, is best thing Drinker's done is said, you know what, I hope he's okay. Nerdrotic's had a little laugh in comment sections, but that's about it. Hasn't really gone that hard on live streams. Jeremy's the only one that laughed at you publicly. We'll get Jeremy's response to this. I have yet to watch this. And by the way, because it's the Quartering, we're gonna have to watch it at 1.5 speed just to have him sound like a normal human being at all. But let's see, what is this apology? What is this public apology to Jeremy?
Housekeeping video, because, you know, when you're wrong, and you should own it, and public wrong of somebody should be righted also publicly. So a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, I was talking about kind of the woke Hollywood space. You know, that was, and well, it used to be my bread and butter, you know, like, Brie Larson, race swap, woke Batwoman, right? That's where many of my viewers came from. And
yes, it is, because they just wanted the woke takes given to them with your slop content, because all you did was go out there, read an article and talk like this, and then show your product for 10 minutes out of your 15-minute video.
I was discussing on a live stream how that space has fallen off. It's basically dead. And instead of doing the correct thing, which would have been using Google Trend data to prove my point, I used...
Oh, because you used the wrong thing. This isn't an apology here. It's, hey, I'm not using Google Trends. You know, I used the wrong source to prove my point. Instead, what I did was try to drag everybody else's channels down along with me and say that all their channels are done. Oh my God, you're using the wrong thing. You're just trying to justify your actions right here. You're saying, well, I used it a wrong way. I should have done all this to prove my point. Instead, I went after the channels directly. Oh, wow, that's smart. That your point was still dead, because everybody's been getting a lot of views right now when it comes to Star Trek. So even you put out a Star Trek video. You were wrong, objectively.
Channels like Critical Drinker, Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, and my own to illustrate just basically like, hey, look at this trend data, you know? It basically does match. If I show the Google Trend data, again,
you're now just trying to justify your position. This is all you're doing here, is you're trying to justify your position.
And this is what I should have done. And if I go here, basically, if we look at searches.
Wait, no. You typed in woke movies.
If I go here.
You typed in woke Hollywood, woke movies. Those are the search terms, okay? What if you, because I don't do Google Trends at all. What if you typed in Star Trek? What if you typed in the direct topics? What if you type in that stuff versus woke Hollywood, woke movies? Again, you're just trying to prove your point by typing in woke instead of the actual subjects that they may or may not be talking about.
Basically, if we look at searches for like woke movies, woke Hollywood, you can see an absolute peak in 2023 and has basically been on a steady decline. There's a little bump in December of 2025, but again, it continues to trend down. That's what I should have done. Or just used my own channel to say, hey.
Yes, you should have just used your own channel to say that, hey, my views are falling again because I put out bad content. And again, your examples here don't even match up with what they actually put out there. This is just you trying to justify your actions, say, listen, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done it this way. I should have done it this way to prove that we're all failing. When again, it's false, because they're not just talking about woke. They're talking about particular subjects. Star Trek, Nintendo, PlayStation, High Guard. You're not typing in the subjects themselves. You're just doing the broad thing, which is idiotic.
You know, these videos don't really bang anymore. You know, people are kind of tired of this.
Well, no, they don't bang because it's coming from you. You're the problem there. Their videos are doing just fine. Their videos keep popping off.
But what I did do is I thought of all the other big channels in the space, Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, Critical Drinker. I brought up all of their analytics to show essentially this trend data, which I could have just showed.
No. No. You try to say that they're also hurting when they're not. You try to say that they were also hurting when they weren't. And I go back over here to this, where Jeremy's showing they moved over to live streaming constantly. And this here, the player board, okay, where you see how many people are actually getting like money, how they're doing financially and stuff. This here shows Jeremy was at number 8 at the period of time. He was doing just fine financially. Jeremy himself, he also later shows that even worldwide, Geeks and Gamers was number 27. They were all doing just fine. They were making the money, you weren't. You're mad that they are being successful, you aren't. They pivoted. They went in a different direction of how they are doing their content. You're still trying to say, well, it's the topics. It's not the topics. They do their content differently. You're just putting out bad content.
If I wasn't being so just in the moment, I was like, well, let me look at LBU Social Blade and look at all these channels and see my channel peaked here, went down, they peaked here, went down, they peaked here, then everybody basically going down. Well, what I didn't think about was that these fellas would feel like I was putting them out.
No. What you didn't think about was how they actually run their content, how they actually run their channels. It's not about how they feel. It's about you putting out blatant falsehoods. It's about you putting out false information on how they run their channels. You could have just talked to them, but you chose not to, and you put out bad info. And you're still trying to put out bad info to justify your own position. God damn it, you're an idiot. You're a flat out idiot.
On blast, or saying that their content wasn't good, or that their channels were dying. And
you did try to say that their channels were dying. You did. You objectively did try to say that their channels are dying.
That wasn't what I intended at all.
Yes, it was.
But
because you wanted to justify your own channel dying and saying that they're all the whole space is dying. See, this whole space is dying. See, when they already pivoted a long time ago.
Understand that may have been what happened.
Are you seriously getting food right now to eat? Are you seriously doing that? Because that's idiotic.
The outcome of it, and it was not my intention, and so there were some hurt feelings. Apparently, I'm sorry for that. I didn't. It was never my intention to say like, oh, Nerdrotic's content isn't good anymore, or Critical Drinker's content isn't good anymore. I still enjoy and watch both of them. It's just that the entire space itself is different and it has gone down. And even if we look at, if we just look at.
Why don't we quickly look at something? You know what? Why don't we quickly look at something? We'll go over here. We'll go to Nerdrotic and we'll see how many views did he get on his last video. Nerdrotic. Let's see how many views did he get on his last video. Well, it's not as many as he's gotten on some of his previous Star Trek videos, but quite frankly, I think getting 424,000 views on a single video from 3 days ago is still pretty good. It's nowhere near the 1 million views right over here, but these are still some pretty damn good numbers. These are still some pretty damn good numbers on Nerdrotic alone. Hey, why don't we do the same thing? Let's pull up Critical Drinker. Let's go Critical Drinker. Let's pull up his channel and his viewer count. Just go videos. Hey, look. Warner Brothers Discovery. Paramount wins. This is huge. 6 minute and 51 second video. 5 days ago, almost 1 million views. The BAFTAs, over 1 million views. Yeah, I think they're doing pretty damn fine right here. I think he's doing pretty damn fine. And again, I haven't actually pulled up the recent player board because that's how you have to do Geeks and Gamers. Player board. Player board. YouTube. How about that? Let's see. Can I find it? Top YouTube channel player board. Let's see. Most growth, most viewed. There's an area charts. Let's see. Views. No, that's not what I want to do. Most super chatted. Okay, player board right now and most super chatted. Number 8, most super chatted channel right now with the player board. Geeks and Gamers. D-Day Cobra is number 11. 8 and 11. I think they're doing just fine. I think they're doing just fine. And again, this apology isn't an apology. It's a justification to try to keep ramming home your point that they're all dying when it's actually not true. And when we compare it to your channel, we already went through some of the views. Oh, 2 million sub channel, man. That's sad. Let's see. How are your views doing? Let's just see. 15K, 59K, 50K, 56K, 33K, 71K, 67K, 96K, 66K, 66K. I'm curious about something. I'm a little curious about something because again, you want to say that woke Hollywood's dead, all this stuff's dead. I'm curious about something. Oh wait, look, 194K when you were talking about the Super Bowl. 194K. Where is that good old wonderful 169K talking about the Super Bowl? Where's that pesky little Star Trek video that you ended up putting out? Where's that little thing? Oh, Star Trek 80K views. Maybe, Jeremy, just maybe. The reason you're not getting views right now, the reason your content isn't hitting right now, because your videos are shit. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's the reason.
Woke Hollywood, woke movies. If I add let's just say SJW. Let's look at just SJW data, right? This also, you could.
Again, if that's what you're trying to look up, if that's your justification for trying to compare these trends, that doesn't mean that that's actually what they're putting in their tags or that's what they're covering. Here, we'll just click this. I'm going to click this and I'm going to use this thing from vidIQ. Okay, I'm going to use the vidIQ system right here. vidIQ allows me to actually look at some interesting information on all their videos, okay? Allows me to actually go over to overview. It allows me to scroll down and see what video tags they're putting in. Let's see what video tags Nerdrotic put in his last video, shall we? Nerdrotic, Gary Beegler, pop culture, TV, movies, comic books, nerd, culture, commentary, opinion, discussion, podcast. What about his channel? Nerdrotic, Gary Nerdrotic, Doctor Who Nerdrotic, Star Trek Nerdrotic, RIP Doctor Who, Star Wars Nerdrotic, Marvel Nerdrotic, It's almost like they have themselves and the subjects that they're talking about actually in there. They're not actually putting woke there. But if we go back over here to your video, let's do overview. Let's do the overview. Let's scroll down to the tags. Timcast, Timpool, Timcast IRL, Timcast IRL, Benny Johnson, The Benny Show, Asmongold. Why do you why do you have Timcast, Timpool, Timcast IRL? Why do you have all these in your video tag? Why do you have all these in your video tag? Why do you have all this in your channel tags? Like the quartering shows up once here, nowhere down here. None of this information shows up. You have Geeks and Gamers over here, Steven Crowder, Asmongold Clips, video games. Like what Officer Tatum, Black Conservative The Hodge Twins, Ben Shapiro. Your tags are all fucked up. Your tags are part of your problem there. And even when it comes to all this stuff, that's not what you have down here. You have Timcast in here. Why? Why do you have Timcast? You should be Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker. That should be in your video tags right there. Why Timcast?
You can see it peaked in 2021, had a little bit of peak back in 2023. But basically,
he doesn't even know how to Google. That's the worst part, Dash. That's the worst part. The dude has a marketing degree. The dude has a master's in marketing. He doesn't even know how the search engine works. This is insane. If the tags don't match content, they deboost it. Yes. That's why in my tags, I could pull up my tags, guys. This stream tag right now, my stream tag, pretty not accurate because I kind of just copied. Hey, Operation, how you doing? I pretty much just copied from what I was doing in my last thing. But let me go over to my content real quick. Okay. Let's go view my channel. Let's pull up my last video on High Guard. Okay. I'm pulling up my video on High Guard. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna show you what tags I used in my video on High Guard. Yeah, I have all these. I need to clean up my channel tag. That might also help out. I might do that after stream. But here, video tags, gaming news, video game news, pop culture news, woke Hollywood, woke gaming. Probably should remove those because I think woke is actually getting deboosted. High guard video games, High Guard fails, Wildlight entertainment, High Guard review, pop culture moments, High Guard, Wildlight layoffs, High Guard layoffs, Wildlight, High Guard layoffs. It didn't do well, but the video was on High Guard. Obviously, I'm going to put High Guard in that freaking video tags. I'm going to have High Guard in there because I wanted to get into the High Guard algo. That's the whole point.
It's at an all-time low in November. Again, something must have happened around the end of November or December where SJW made a little bit of a comeback. Nice. But remember, this isn't like 100 score on Google Trends is when it was the most popular. It's not like, this doesn't represent like hundreds of millions or like total impressions or total views. You look at, a lot of this other, we can even look at DEI. Let's look at DEI, right?
Again, you're not proving a point. You're just typing in random stuff that's not even associated with their videos right now. Yes, those are the broader topics that they would fall under, but their videos aren't even tagging woke. Their videos are tagging other stuff. Is it a woke subject? Yes, but that's not what their video was about. It's not about woke. It's about the subject itself. You see, you're doing this whole thing where you're taking the broader approach and not dialing it down to what are they actually talking about. Doctor Who, they're talking about Doctor Who, so they're going to title it Doctor Who. They're going to put Doctor Who all over that search engine. Star Trek, they're going to put Star Trek over all over that search engine. They're not putting woke in there because woke is such a broad freaking term. Same with SJW and all this stuff, DEI, all that stuff. That's such a broad topic. They're not going to put their video in there because it's going to get flushed down the drain. Well, do you know what? You know what, Dash? You're right.
Was hotness for a while. This is what I should have been showing. Look at this, DEI, very, very popular for about 2 months and then completely dropped off. What's popular now? I'm not really sure. But what I am sure.
Why don't you do the research? Why don't you actually dig into it? Because what you think is popular right now is, I'm not even joking, guys, card pack openings. And again, I have him on 1.5 speed, and he sounds about like me. He's at 1.5 speed, and he sounds like a normal person.
I definitely didn't mean to imply that, their channels were suffering because of anything that they were doing. And so when a couple of them got really mad about it, instead of like saying, oh yeah, I guess maybe they did think that I was putting them out on blast, I just kind of.
No, what they thought was you were trying to utilize them to help justify that your channel's dead.
Brush it off as people being butthurt, which is stupid and wrong. Because I feel like maybe if somebody, pulled up my channel in front of 10,000 people and was like, hey, look at this, he's fallen off.
You have.
I'd probably feel.
This feels like you're now getting upset about the casino.
Feel some kind of way about that. I didn't say that, but I 100% understand how people could have taken that. And I seriously wish nothing but the best for them. And believe me, nobody wants it's this double-edged sword where, sure, there are things like the Starfleet Academy, which is woke trash, but there's just not as much kind of woke nonsense out there to discuss.
I can agree with that. That's why they started changing and talking about other subjects. They started talking about other issues, not just woke. And even when it comes to Starfleet Academy, they aren't just saying it's woke, move on. They're giving detailed analysis of it. They are talking about it. They are giving entertainment value to it. It's not just woke trash, move on, that you're saying that they're doing. That's not what they're saying. They're actually watching the content. They're interacting with it. They're talking about it. And that's what they're doing. That's their content there. You're doing the broad thing that the lefties do when they say, you're just talking about woke, 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 woke. No, you're not even listening to their arguments because you're not watching their content.
It was great when there was for business, but it wasn't great for Hollywood. You know, Rings of Power was a flop, but, you know, as I look back now, it's like, damn, it would have been cool if Rings of Power was good and not some girl power fantasy.
Yes, everybody constantly says that. They were saying that when Rings of Power was coming out. They want it to be good. They always say, we want it to be good. What the fuck?
You know, Starfleet.
By the way, this is an apology to everybody.
Or Starfleet Academy would have been cool if it wasn't all DEI nonsense.
Yes.
And you would think, oh, well, maybe Hollywood's listening. I don't actually think that's the case. I mean, I think that's part of it, but I think that Hollywood has just gone back to making a bunch of remakes and safer.
Hollywood's not even putting out content. And it's all bad content that they are putting out. Reminder, the most profitable movie as of 2025. Okay, this is last year. This year it's probably going to end up being Iron Lung as of right now. The most profitable movie last year was Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer was the most popular movie last year. Profitable. All their other movies did not make that much profit, if any at all. They're not putting out good content. That's what they're talking about. It's not just about woke. They also talked about freaking Jurassic Park. They also talked about other content. They talk about content, period. You're thinking it's just woke content. They're talking about content, movies, TV shows, period.
Stuff. Now, there's been some good movies that have come out in Hollywood over the past 4 or 5 years that I think are great.
Yes, and they talk about the good movies too.
With The Holdovers, it was a great movie with Paul Giamatti is in that, I think. I thought Rental Family with Brendan Fraser was very, very good. I thought The Whale with Brendan Fraser was really, really good. I thought there's been more good movies, which I wish was as profitable or as interesting to people.
Why don't you talk about the stuff you like too? Because I talk about the stuff I like. It's not just, it's about putting out good quality content. This is what it is. It's about putting out the good content, the stuff people want to hear. It's not all about the negatives. Nerdrotic talks about the good stuff too. Geeks and Gamers talks about the good stuff too. All those people talk about the good stuff too. They talked about Landman and how much they loved Landman. They talked about this stuff. It's not just about the negatives. They talk about the positives as well. Acting like they just talk about the negative. Again, you're acting kind of like a lefty right here.
When I talk about something being awesome, it's really hard for people to care about that. But also, when you've been talking about, you know, woke Hollywood or this, that, or the other thing for 4 years, eventually people do just move on. And, you know, so the purpose of this video is, first of all, to clarify my statements to those guys and do so publicly, because that's what you should do. You know, private apologies for private transgressions and public apologies for public transgressions. I should have been more open to understanding, hey, this is why they're mad, as opposed to being like, oh, they're, you know, being weird or something like that. But it does open up the bigger conversation of kind of what is this space even anymore?
You're not a part of it. That's the problem. You don't even know what it is that they're doing. You try to say that their channels were dying alongside yours when their channels aren't dying. The views alone show the drastic difference between what it is. The super chats alone show the drastic difference between the channels. Your argument is still, hey, I'm sorry for saying that the space is dying and using you guys as examples, even though I'm still trying to say the exact same thing and say that all of our channels are dying. That's what you're saying. You're saying the space is dying off. This is why it's dying, because nobody likes woke. And here's all the examples of people that are, this is why. You know, Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, Geeks and Gamers. They're all dying because I'm dying because nobody likes woke. Problem is they're not dying. The problem is the evidence is right there. You can look at the analytics. You can look at what it is that they're saying. You can look at all the stuff and show that they're not dying. You are, though. So the problem isn't the space in general. The problem isn't this area in general. The problem is you. You are the problem. You need to rectify said problem. You need to figure out, okay, what is my issue? Oh, my issue is I have to have my channels on at 1.5 speed to sound like a normal human being. People get very tired of me jamming my product placements in my videos, 15-minute videos, 10-minute videos, and having a 5-minute product placement at the very frickin' beginning of my video. People are tired of me going out there, picking up a random article and going like, and this is why this is happening. And just reading the article like this and doing stuff like that. They want quality content. They want good content, and that's not what you're putting out there. You're not putting out funny content. You're not putting out informative content. You're not putting out critical content. You're not doing anything. You're just throwing slop out there over and over and over again. And guess what? People get really sick and tired of that stuff. People get really sick and tired of the same slop every day. That's why your channel is in a decline right now, because you're not putting out the good content and everybody else is actually trying their hardest to always make sure their content is at least better than what they put out last. They are always comparing themselves to where they were before. They're not doing this whole competition thing. You just got into this big old rut, had bad opinions, and now you're desperate to get attention to you because you're not doing good.
You know, kind of the woke video game battle has been won, so to speak. A lot of the
It's been won. Oh, I didn't know Intergalactic. I didn't know Intergalactic wasn't coming out, guys. Oh my God. I didn't know that we just had Highguard shut down, guys. I didn't know that there's still woke. There's no more woke video games, guys. There's no more woke video games. According to the quartering, there's no more slop video games, DIN video games. None of that stuff's happening anymore. We won, guys. It's not like Highguard just happened. And I know my channel's not a good comparison. I know my channel's crap. It is. It's fine. I love it. I do it as a hobby. It doesn't matter. But everybody else talked about those things. They talked about that stuff. We have freaking God of War shows about to come out. We have God of War news where they're talking about making new God of War video games, or a new God of War video game that doesn't even have Kratos in it, so it's no longer the God of War. There's still discussions to be had there. It's filled with discussions. You just don't want to put the effort in to actually figure out what it is that people are talking about.
Companies that were pushing out a lot of the woke video game nonsense, they've gone out of business. Now, I'd rather they would have made good video games, and we still do get great video games occasionally. You know, Expedition 33 was very, very good. I don't know how the new Resident Evil is. People say it's pretty good, but it feels like we're getting more good games now. Arc Raiders, very, very popular. Not my style of game. Same thing with the movies. TV, you know, TV is generally filled with woke trash, but it's so spread out now between, you know, Netflix and Peacock and Hulu and Paramount Plus and Apple.
What content is trending though? What content? What is the trending show right now? What is the trending subject right now? What is that? What are people talking about? Maybe go look at that. Maybe go look at trending subjects.
Apple TV. It's actually hard to have any cultural moments anymore, which I find perhaps the most interesting. If we talk about like real cultural moments in video games and in...
And again, this is supposed to be an apology. This guys, this was an apology video. This was him saying, I'm sorry to the guys.
Entertainment these days, there are so few of them. I mean, Claire Obscura, Expedition 33, that was a big video game, big cultural moment, a lot of news. Name the last movie that, like, quote unquote, everybody was talking about.
The last movie everybody was talking about was Superman. Superman still gets talked about. It is still relevant to talk about Superman. That's not even a joke. The last TV show that everybody was talking about outside of Starfleet, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Everybody was talking about it. Hell, there's Night of the Seven Kingdoms news right now where they race swapped a dude to be black. And it's kind of weird to do that considering the dude's supposed to be canonically not a good knight and also smells like fecal matter. You're just not doing the work. This is what this is boiling down to. You're not doing the work to actually figure out what is it that people are talking about.
Black Little Mermaid?
No, it wasn't Black Little Mermaid. It was Superman. Are you an idiot? Are you? He's just an idiot. He's just an idiot.
Maybe. You know, the last TV show that everyone was talking about, was it 4 years ago in Lord of the Rings?
No, it was Night of the Seven freaking Kingdoms. Landman. We show this trending data all the time. I show this trending data. What's trending on Nielsen's? Landman. What's trending over on Samba TV? Landman. Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We talk about this. You're not even doing the bare fucking minimum. Again, you're trying to justify your channel dying because you're the bad creator here. You're not doing the work to actually figure out what people are actually talking about. You're not going on X. You're not looking this stuff up. You're not even seeing what the other people are talking about. You're trying to say, I watch their videos. I watch their videos. I watch their content. I view what they is that they say. What was the last thing that we were all talking about? It's fucking Superman. James Gunn's constantly something to talk about. I still have a James Gunn topic to talk about tonight. Are we serious here? Are you really doing this right now? Because if you are, dude, you need to check yourself.
Came out and was a disaster, and then everyone just moved on. The Tiger King, I suppose Squid Games would probably be something. I think that
Night of the Seven Kingdoms, House of the Dragon. Like, there's been these cultural Night of the Seven Kingdoms is the latest one outside of Landman. And I keep saying that because you're going all the way back there. Starfleet Academy is being talked about right now, and people are laughing at it. You're just bad at your job.
Cultural critique is in a weird spot right now. It's both exciting because more good stuff is coming out, and it's also a little odd because you don't really know what you're watching anymore. You know, stuff is less overt with the wokeness stuff, but you just kind of know that it's
stuff is less overt with the wokeness stuff. That's why Starfleet Academy's here.
Always there, bubbling under the surface, and it's always there in Hollywood. And the second that, let's say, Trump's not in office, it's going to come back. It's going to come back with a vengeance, and that's just the way this cycle works, right? If we look at when this stuff peaked, right? Who was in office? You know, we talk about all-time high, 2021 for SJWs. Woke Hollywood all-time high was 2023. Joe Biden was in office. You know, Trump takes over in January 2025, and it's been basically not on people's minds. Although I wonder what's going on with this weird SJW spike here. I should go back and look at what happened in December. I'm trying to remember.
Again, I have him at 1.5 speed. I have him at 1.5 speed.
But it is interesting, and this kind of data I think is more interesting to viewers than pulling up a particular channel and putting them on blast, which again wasn't my intent, but I apologize. I think,
but you're still doing it. You're still trying to justify what you did. This isn't an apology. You're still trying to justify your actions. And I'm just gonna go over to what Jeremy said on stream today. Okay, this is a quick little moment. He said this on stream, and I agree with what he said. Jeremy didn't even watch the video, by the way. Didn't even watch the video. But what he says here is the truth.
But I'm just all I'm gonna say is that in terms of this video, like just looking at this is cringe clickbait. Drinker and Gary, to my knowledge, have said nothing about the quartering. Mm-hmm. So this is an apology directed at me. But
it wasn't even an apology. That's the best part. Jeremy didn't even watch the video, and he could already tell that it's cringe clickbait. Because all the video wasn't an apology. What we just watched was not an apology. It was a justification and saying, hey, I'm sorry for doing it this way. I should have done it this way to have the exact same result, and saying that we're all just putting out bad content and we're all just dying, even though the numbers still don't work out that way.
He felt that he would get more traction if he put Drinker and Gary in the title and thumbnail instead of just addressing me, who he has my phone number and he could just call me if he wanted to apologize to me, which I've never asked for an apology. I don't care about apologies. This is all gay internet stuff. It's not that serious.
If you just figured out that last little bit, though, like I think Jeremy has a good point that he doesn't need an apology, but at the same time, if you actually wanted to apologize to me, why don't you just call me? You have my number. Why don't you just call me instead of doing these apology things here? You have their number, call them. Oh, it's because it's not an apology. It's not a, actually, I'm sorry. It's more a, I'm sorry I did it this way. I should have done it this way to be less overt, to try to justify why it's okay that I'm dying because everybody else is dying. Even though, again, the metrics don't work out that way. The videos don't work out that way. The super chats don't work out that way. Jeremy, your channel's dying and is becoming more like my channel, which is still just a little hobby channel? Because you put out shit content. That's why it's doing that. It's nobody's fault but your own. You put out content filled with ad breaks and you just reading an article. That's it.
It really isn't. And so to me, this is a giant virtue signal. And I think that we'll just continue. Like I said, I have no problem just leaving it where it's at. But yeah, this is more so, this is an apology to me, but Quartering felt like, well, Geeks and Gamers won't get as much traction, but if I get Drinker and Gary in the thumbnail, that'll get me a lot of traction because people will really click on that. That's all it is. And so as far as I'm concerned, I never wanted an apology. I never asked for an apology. I never felt an apology was necessary. This is all internet bullshit, and it's really not that serious. So
what's wrong? He's not wrong. He's not wrong. You see, the thing that happened, the fundamental thing that happened with the Quartering is he got butthurt. He started falling off. He started losing views. None of his tricks were working anymore. Other prominent creators were putting out better content. They started pivoting, doing different stuff, putting out different styles of content. They started doing something completely different compared to him. As they started becoming more and more popular, Quartering became less and less of a necessary individual, and people just got so sick and tired of the same slop over and over again. So to make himself feel better, he says the whole channel's dying. The whole area's dying. We're just dying off right now. It's bad. It's bad, guys. We're all failing because he has to bring everybody else down to make himself feel better. He's trying to justify the fact that he's not making money anywhere, even though apparently he is making money, but he isn't. He's trying to justify why his channel's dying. He's trying to justify it all by going after everybody else and trying to drag them out with him. It's that crab in a bucket mentality. When in the reality, no, Jeremy, not D-Day Cobra Jeremy, Quartering Jeremy, no. It's your own fault. You're not putting out good content. You're not putting out stuff that people actually want to listen to. You're not putting out stuff that people actually care about. You're putting out slop content and getting mad when people laugh at you. That's what it is. Grow the fuck up and act like a 40-year-old man that you say you are. You should have put Mizkif in his tags. You know what? That probably would have worked. Not even lying. That probably would have worked. Like, I'm a dumbass on the internet. Even I figured out several of his problems. I figured all that shit out. Your apology isn't an apology. Your apology was quite literally just a justification for your actions. That is what that was. But okay, I got another thing, and I'll probably get copyrighted for this because let's talk a little pop culture. Let's talk a little poppity culture. Because we started getting some stuff. A lot of this actually started off like today, if not a couple days ago, or like apparently we were supposed to be getting the James Gunn Lantern show, guys. We were starting to see some people pop off because guess what? The teaser was supposed to come out today when you guys are watching this, but if you're like in the video format, but tomorrow if you're watching this via the live stream, yeah, we were supposed to be getting a teaser here soon. So James Gunn's out there, you know, started to begin the whole lantern stuff, starting to show off some lanterns things to get you guys all hot and bothered. Oh, here's this. Here's a little teaser, a teaser for the teaser, a teaser for the teaser tomorrow, guys. The teaser for the teaser. Man, that's an ugly ring, by the way. That is an ugly ass ring. I'm not gonna lie. That ring This is a hideous ring. It looks like a Super Bowl ring. It doesn't look like a ring of power. It looks like a Super Bowl vanity ring that you end up getting. You know, like the glorified, just ugly ass rings out there filled with all the gemstones and everything like this that say like Super Bowl champion or some shit like that. That's what this ring looks like. It looks hideous. Oh, but then guys, the first look at the new suit. Oh my God, here's the new Green Lantern suit. Oh my God, it looks like garbage. That's not a good suit. By the way, the suit should not be a suit like this. The suit is automatically brought onto you via the power ring. So there shouldn't be a physical suit there. And even though that there is a physical suit, that suit looks awful. Kind of reminds me of Kyle Rayner's suit, but just in an awful coloration. I don't like the olive green right here. It looks kind of like more pukish. It's very matted. It's very bland. It's kind of crap. Nothing good's here. But I have to go back. Teaser tomorrow, teaser tomorrow, teaser tomorrow, teaser tomorrow. Never mind, it comes out today. It comes out today. Here's James Gunn goes like, oh, you manifested it early. The official Lantern teaser is here, coming this August. Well, actually, what ended up happening was the trailer leaked. The trailer leaked, so he just said, fuck it, here it is. So here's our Lantern show, guy. You guys excited for this? Who's excited for Lanterns, ladies and gentlemen? The Green Lantern show. That's supposed to be the true detective of shows. Well, let's react to this trailer, shall we? I've already heard it.
With all due respect, we've been training for what, 2 months? And I haven't even worn the ring yet.
Don't get hung up on the jewelry, Junior. You're just a fucking substitute teacher. You're not ready to get up in front of the...
By the way, that's Hal Jordan. That's Hal Jordan talking like that. That's Hal Jordan, and this is Jon Stewart. This is the two of them. Hal Jordan's the grizzled old, I'm just gonna talk down to you the whole time. Oh, it's gonna get worse, guys. It's gonna get worse. I hate it so much right now.
Class till the ring says you are. All right.
I could have died.
You want me to train you? I'm training you.
That's pretty cool, guys. Look, he jumps out of the thing, and Jon Stewart survived a car that was about to basically destroy him. Clever. That's clever, guys.
Something is off.
By the way, this is what you're hearing right now. This bun dum bun dum bun 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 dum, the sound. Yeah, reminder. This is Green Lanterns. Lanterns is supposed to be Green Lantern. Doesn't really feel like a Lantern show.
I can feel it.
And there's a lot of white people. There's a lot of white people in cowboy hats here. There's a lot of white people. There's a lot of things. Oh,
This
American
is my
flag.
town.
Oh,
You're a big shot. Noted. But stay the fuck out of my way.
got it. Boss babe, sheriff. The sheriff's a big old boss babe. That's right. Stay the fuck out of my way. Stay the fuck out of my way.
I think she hates your guts.
It's the way she hates them.
This is a stupid plan.
Not that stupid.
That I don't doubt. The Green Lantern's oath is to protect people.
Yeah, it is to protect people. I'm not seeing a whole lot of protecting right here. And in fact, it's supposed to protect people within an entire like quadrant of the space, like space itself. So it should not just be Earth that you're on, your space police. And I know it's a militarized force, but you're space police, so by the way, I got a warning because again, this is copyrighted content, so fuck you, HBO. I'm just gonna say what I'm seeing here nothing more than fake content. And again, I'm getting the restriction noticed. I don't really give a crap, okay? I don't really give a crap.
We both know I do a better job of this than you.
Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is the better one, guys. Jon Stewart is the better one. Oh, it's about to get so much worse.
This is my job. As long as I'm alive, that ain't changing.
Again, guys, this is Space Police. This is supposed to be Space Police. This is supposed to be a bunch of aliens going around in space, and all it feels like is a crappy Western cop show. Nothing fantastic about it. Nothing, and it's just Jon Stewart talking down to Hal Jordan, and Hal Jordan being an old washed up guy.
So take a deep breath, Junior.
You're old. You're tired. Your time is up.
Again, I'm getting that warning. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck what I just heard there. You're old, you're tired, and your time is up. This is not. This is not. All of this, that's not the Lanterns. They could butt heads, yeah. Jon Stewart has a very different way of doing stuff than Hal Jordan. Jon Stewart was a Marine. He is very militaristic. He, not like in the bad way here. I mean, he's very like, hey, we do it by the book. I'm going to follow the rules. We're going to do it this way. Hal Jordan, yes, he still follows the rules. He still does it, but he's a little bit freer. He does stuff in his own little way, which is perfectly fine. Yes, they're going to butt heads from time to time, but all I'm getting here is Jon Stewart trying to bemean and talk down to Hal Jordan, which he would never do. He would give Hal Jordan respect. Hal would also give respect to Jon. All I'm seeing is a bunch of disgusting, manipulative ways of doing this. And again, I'm not even playing the thing, okay? I see what you're. I see the warning. I see the warning. YouTube. Fuck you, HBO. Fuck you, Warner Brothers. Fuck you, James Gunn.
I don't understand. Who are you exactly?
Hal Jordan, Green Lantern.
Have you ever talked with the other Lanterns?
I'm the only human. They're aliens.
Yes, you would be able to. You literally would be able to talk to the other Lanterns. Oh my god, the whole point of the ring is that it also helps translate shit. You should be able to talk to the other Lanterns.
One of them's a fucking squirrel.
It's so disrespectful. So disrespectful. This is disgusting. This is so fucking disgusting. I hate everything that I'm seeing here. This was the show I was looking forward to, by the way. When it came to James Gunn's content right now and the DC EU or whatever it is, James Gunn's little DC universe, this was the actual show I was originally looking forward to. Because I like Jon Stewart. He's actually one of my favorite Green Lanterns. Because I grew up with the Superman animated series. I know Kyle Rayner's also in it, but I grew up with the Batman animated series. I grew up with the Superman animated series. I grew up with the Justice League Unlimited. Jon Stewart was my Green Lantern. I like the actors they have. I was hyped. I get Jon Stewart in live action. I get my Jon Stewart. I'm hyped. I get Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart being space police, going throughout the galaxy, hunting down some sort of big bads. And instead, I get True Detective. True Detective. That's what I get. I don't get my Space Police. I don't get my going throughout the galaxy superheroes. I don't get any of that. I don't get to see them fighting aliens. And this whole already this notion of, have you ever talked to the other Green Lanterns? Of course I haven't. They're aliens, and one of them's a squirrel. Yes, you have. You have talked to the other Lanterns. You have objectively talked to the other Lanterns. You have to have talked to the other Lanterns. You have had to talk to the Guardians of Oa. The ring acts as a translator. You can communicate with them. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Vagabond for $5. It's because James Fudd hates comics. He just wants to use the names. Oh God, I just want a good story with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. I don't want Parallax. Parallax was atrocious. I want a good story where the two of them are having to stop a bad guy. Hell, give me the Justice League episode in which you have Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan have to like a variation of this. There's a great Justice League episode when you're going up against the I can't remember what the race was, but the robots that had no emotions and stuff. I can't remember what the robots were actually called. The Anti-Monitors. The Monitors or the Anti-Monitors? I could be getting it wrong. Somebody will correct me. But there's a great episode of Justice League where they have to deal with the Anti-Monitors and one of Green Lantern's foes and stuff, the space pirate, and how they have to say, oh, you blew up this planet, but in reality the monitors actually hid the planet via cloaking technology, and you have to deal with all this, and at the same time as Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan, say that you do it via Hal Jordan in this example, okay? Say Hal Jordan is the one that actually has to deal with this stuff. He's the one being accused of doing this, and Jon Stewart has to hunt it down and figures out that it's the actual Anti-Monitors or the Monitors or whatever the race, the robots were. And he has to actually save Hal Jordan, clear his name, and do a story like that. Instead, they're in rural America with the sheriff that doesn't look that interesting. And by the way, I think I already figured out what it is that they're doing in this town with one little shot, and I can't remember the crew. Give me a second. Apocalypse gang on Earth. What was DC Comics? What was that crew called? What was the crew called? Oh, I can't remember the name of the crew, but there's that one crew on Earth, and it's mainly a Superman villain, by the way. The gang, they're arms dealers and stuff like that, and they deal with apocalyptic technology. So they're actually having a bunch of apocalyptic technology. They're having equipment and armaments that they should not have because they're being armed by Apocalypse itself. Darkseid is giving them weapons. They have a bunch of characters like this, and I'm thinking that's actually what they're hunting down in this entire little city, is they're going to be going after that gang. I can't think of the gang's name, and it's going to bother the crap out of me, but I can tell you what they do, and their leader's a very ugly dude, whatever. The Manhunters? No. Oh, the Manhunters. Yeah, those were the robots that got us from that episode. The Manhunters. Thank you for that one. I was thinking of the Anti-Monitors, but the Manhunters, you're right there. But when it comes to that, the gang, the Apocalypse gang, they're humans, but they get armaments from Apocalypse, and they go around robbing banks, and they're weapons dealers at the same time. I can't think of that freaking gang's name, and it's bothering me. But I come to this scene here, where it's obviously humans, not human technology. being put up to Jon Stewart's head. You're obviously dealing with that group of people there. That's what's going to be happening here. You're going to be dealing with that whole entire crew. And again, somebody's going to correct me because they're going to know what it is off the top of their heads, and I'm drawing a blank. And this is going to be the whole premise of the show, is that they're actually hunting down this gang. There's a bunch of weird alien technology that led them to this town. They're trying to figure out why is there this alien technology in this town, all while at the same time Hal Jordan's washed up, no longer that impressive of a Green Lantern, bemeaning Jon Stewart, and Jon Stewart is trying to say, "You're old, man. I'm here to take you over because I'm the new and improved version." And they're just butting heads, being jackasses the entire time, all while trying to figure out why is there all this alien technology here. And it's going to turn out to be that particular gang that you're trying to take down. And mother of God, what was the name of that stupid gang? Cannot remember it, and it's bothering the crap out of me. But that's going to be the premise. That's going to be the show. The show in the nutshell is going to be that they're going to end up fighting this, and it's going to end up turning out that that whole crew and Apocalypse is here on Earth. There's the show. There's the content. There's your stuff. All while at the same time destroying what it is to be a Green Lantern, destroying what it is to be Hal Jordan, destroying what it is to be Jon Stewart, destroying characters that we love. It's sick, it's disgusting, and I'm done with it. I'm done with James Gunn. I pray to God when Paramount gets all this is said and done, when all of this is said and done, and Paramount now owns Warner Brothers, they take one good long look at James Gunn and go like, "You're fired, bye." Because you're about to fuck up one of my favorite characters of all time, and I'm pissed off about it. The show I was looking forward to. I'm really pissed off about it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I want this to be done with. I hate everything about this trailer. Steve, shut up. I hate everything about this trailer. I don't want this show. I want it to go far away. It has nothing to do with Jon Stewart. It has nothing to do with Hal Jordan. And it's gonna be slop. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Sorry. Sorry, I'm going off a little bit. It's not the dunk you think it is. That's not the dunk you think it is, by the way. Sorry, going back to an earlier thing. Did you read where it said $500 LOL? When I brought this up? You know, the funding. It's $500. So it's okay that a pro-Palestine, pro-DSA PAC that only funds Dems outside of Massey, he's the only Republican that is being funded by this pact. It's okay that they're funding Massey. It's okay that that's going on. He could reject the $500. He could say no. He went to their banquet and even talked to their guy. Almost like there's a little bit more there that he's not letting on. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Somebody asked AI what a Green Lantern show written by Taylor Sheridan would look like. That would probably look the same as what we got from James Gunn, like with stylization and everything like that, being more Western, blue collar, maybe based in a small town. But it would still be good. It would be better than what it is that we're seeing there. Hey, Cash, how are you? It would be objectively better than what we just got from James Gunn. A Taylor Sheridan Green Lantern show would look the same stylistically, but it would be an objectively better show. That's the sad thing. Fuck. Cash, you might be able to help me with this one. What was the name of the gang in DC Comics that basically is like both they run weaponry and they rob banks and they deal a lot with apocalyptic technology? What is the name of that fucking gang? It is driving me up a wall that I cannot remember that gang. God, it's bothering me so much. Like, Apocalypse is more or less weapon dealers for them, and they also go around dealing out that level of weaponry to people. And it's bothering me that I cannot remember the name of that gang. Because they'll use apocalyptic technology in order to, like, rob banks, break out of jail, do stuff like that. But at the same time, they run that weaponry, and they also help sell that weaponry. And they're humans, not aliens. And it's bothering me. Here, let me do this. Superman villain. What's the name? I'm going to go Superman villains. I'm going to go to the wiki. I don't want most powerful. I just want like a wiki in the list of... We'll do the wiki real quick. No, I just want Central Rogues Gallery, Bizarro, Bloodsport, Brainiac, don't know who that is. Cyborg Superman, Darkseid, Doomsday, Eradicator for no. General Zod, no. Intergang! Intergang is who I'm thinking of. Intergang. They're gonna be going up against Intergang. I'm telling you. Okay. Do I still have that? Pulled up? Where did I put it? I already closed it out. Fuck me. I closed it out. But yes, I am going to I am betting you right now. I've already think I predicted what it is that's gonna happen because I'll pull up the trailer again. Let's go, James Gunn. Just so I can get the clip. Because this whole entire trailer is them on Earth dealing with something weird. And then you get this clip. If I can get it. See, you see the technology right here. Obviously, the everyday humans, they have weird alien technology. I wonder where that came from. I wonder what that is. It's going to be Intergang. going to be Intergang. Intergang, the organized crime syndicate that literally works with Apocalypse. They're going to be shuffling around fucking illegal technology. And that's their whole thing. They're hunting down the people that are spreading around this illegal alien technology. That's what it's going to end up being. So the villains of the show aren't even going to be fucking... This is me predicting this right now. The villains of the show won't even be anything to do with an actual, like, Green Lantern villain. It's going to be Superman villains. That's what the villains of the show are going to end up being. They're going to be Superman villains. Fuck that. Fuck that. On that note, though, we've been going for almost 3 hours. Man, we've been doing good, and I'm going to get copyrighted. I know I am. I know I'm going to get copyrighted. I know I'm going to get copyrighted because fuck HBO. Fuck HBO. Fuck HBO. I'm gonna quickly James Gunn. I am gonna just quickly quote tweet the James Gunn thing and go like, I hate everything to do with this trailer. I am gonna do that real quick. Well, I hate everything. Just gonna do that. I want it to be very known that I hate that trailer with a passion. It's so fucking stupid. Why would you do this? And the thing is, I know people are going to be like, well, you don't know that it's going to be Intergang. You don't know. What else would it end up being? If Brainiac, why the fuck would they be going up against Brainiac? Why the fuck aren't we going on this big old space adventure? Why are we stuck right here on Earth? Why aren't we doing a space adventure show considering they're space cops? Why don't we actually do a Green Lantern show instead of make it True Detective? Gonna say. Do a thing. Doing a little. Sorry. I'm just doing some logical conversations right now. Yeah, they're a little bit bad faith, but they are like, hey, it's so, you know. Anyways, I need to stop. I need to stop for the night. Okay. On that note, guys, it's time to start wrapping this shit up. What was this? Oh yeah, or avoid the restrictions because fuck Warner Brothers, fuck HBO, fuck you all. You guys fundamentally suck. You're awful individuals. You're gonna copyright claim this shit. So please, guys, check this shit out. I love you all. But here, we're gonna start wrapping it up. Who are we gonna raid into if people are still streaming? Who are we gonna raid into? Let's raid. We are going to raid into. Nope. Definitely not you. Is Adam seriously still streaming? God, that's gay. Why would Adam be streaming? Anyways, we're going to raid into, I guess, Jeremy again. Gay, LOL. Well, fuck you too. Fuck you too, Cloud. Anyways, other than Cloud, I hope you guys all have a lovely night. Have a lovely day wherever it is in the world that you guys might be at. And we'll see you guys all on the next one. If I can still stream tomorrow because fuck Warner Brothers and fuck HBO. Bye for now.